Hello ladies and gents, hope you're all well, and this is going to be an intro with a little bit of a difference compared to what I usually do. The City of London Cemetery, this is our first little taster of it. It's a massive cemetery, very complex, and some very interesting people buried in there. So as I've said before, I'm going to do this one in batches of 3, so 3 filmings, and there'll be other stuff in like content in between that, because this one's going to take a long time to cover and I don't want to be doing the same thing too much, if you know what I mean. But yeah, this is the gate and gatehouse. Notice the City of London Corporation arms above the gate, and this is a picture of it, or an image, an engraving of it from when it first opened in the 1850s, and as you can see, not too much has changed really. So yeah, but by the mid-19th century, London churchyards were full to overflowing. So William J. Hayward, chief engineer to the City of London Commission of Sewers, in 1849 reported on the poor condition of the city's churchyards and of the health risks this posed. So to rectify this, the 1850 Metropolitan Interment Act allowed parishes to buy land outside of London to provide new cemeteries, and after the 1853 Burial Act, almost all burials took place in the new cemeteries outside the city centre. So as many of you have heard me say in my London churchyard tours before, they banned pretty much all burials in London churches and churchyards because it became a nasty, smelly health risk. There are stories of people having to run through churchyards with perfume-soaked rags held to their nose to get in and out of church. That's how bad it got. So the commissioners decided that the cemetery should be built for the city's 106 parishes, which would replace burial within the city churchyards. In 1853, about 200 acres of former farmland, part of the manor of Aldersbrook and belonging to the 2nd Duke of Wellington, son of the more famous 1st Duke of Wellington. We see the 2nd Duke of Wellington here, and he's the son of the really famous Duke of Wellington. Purchased from the 2nd Duke of Wellington and was sold to the Corporation of the City of London for £30,721. The new cemetery was then built under the direction of Hayward, and the first burial was in 1856. Now when we start part 1 of our actual cemetery tour, I will show you the burial register and the very first entry for the very first burial, if that's something you'll be interested in. Anyway, now for something a little bit a little bit different, more cheerful, and a little bit different to our usual intros. Alexandra Lake, Epping Forest, or Wanstead Flats to us natives. But Alexandra Lake's an interesting little bit of history in itself, a good bit of social history. Alexandra Lake was built at the very beginning of the 20th century, from 1906 to 1907, by unemployed men under the direction of the West Ham Distress Committee. There was a lot of unemployment at the time, and dock workers were only employed by the day standing on the stones, which is something I've spoken about when I first began the page. So schemes were set up to give men work, and Alexandra Lake was one of them. The Alexandra Lake was named after Alexandra of Denmark, Queen Consort of King Edward VII. Anyway, now join me for a little walk around this lake. It's a lovely day when I filmed this, and some lovely views. You get only not only the lake, but some decent-ish views of the City of London from the mound as well. So if this is your thing, carry on watching. If not, go to part 1 of our actual cemetery tour. Hope you're all going to enjoy it. Hello ladies and gents, and I told you it'd be something a little bit different. We're not straight away at the cemetery yet. I thought I'd start us off with something a little bit more cheerful. We're at Alexandra Lake, Epping Forest. Got some swans coming over, doing their thing, 3 swans. A couple of more hens. And we are literally just a stone's throw from the cemetery. Just where that fence is there is the cemetery. So I thought I'd get us something a little bit more cheerful. A couple of swans, this lovely view. It stinks, this lake, I will grant you that. It doesn't smell nice. But, zoom back out. We've got a couple of more hens here. I have no idea what all this on the edge is, but it looks like feathers and bird muck, and it don't smell much better either, so, but these don't seem to mind it. Right, I shall pause you for a sec. They're not shy at all. We shall carry on our walk. Let's get back over to the path, which will help. Oh, Jesus. Everything went everywhere. But yes, look, it's nice. There's moorhens and stuff there, so swans. Oh, I must admit, it stinks, this lake. Don't smell nice. It's picturesque enough. Yeah, my mates went swimming in this lake when I was younger. By Jove, I remember this spot as if it were yesterday. I was 14, so you're talking a good number of years ago. Yeah, I thought I'd start us off with something a little bit different as our intro for the cemetery. I'll do an intro video, which was the history, as you've just seen, some of the famous people and interesting people that we will be seeing as we go along, and this, which is a bit more cheerful than a cemetery, although I find cemeteries fascinating. I will do it in 3 parts. Each time I go, I'll film 3 parts, and then there'll be other stuff in between. So, because obviously this cemetery that we're going to be going to see, the City of London Cemetery, is vast. 1850s, one of the early ones after the London Burials Act. It's absolutely vast, so it will take a long time to cover it. I've never been to this one really before. I've not really had much calls to come here, and I can imagine Linda on the other side saying, "I told you so." She went to the easiest to go to, you like cemeteries, you should go to my dad's one. She went, it's bleeding massive, and there's some very old graves there as well, and those stone ones that look like stone garden sheds. She meant mausoleums. Canada geese. And a very dirty looking swan. It's either grey or dirty. I think it's just greyish colour. Either that or it's the bag lady of the swan world. Stopped caring for itself and slowly gone to seed. Hello. Oh, yuck. Dropping in something horrid. Isn't you lovely? Don't know what that was that just landed on my hat, but it flew off, and it was heavy enough for me to notice it landing on my hat. Oh look, I don't know if that was a hare or a squirrel. Don't say London Luke doesn't bring you to nice places. We've got a fallen tree here, look, that's refused to stop growing. And it looks as if, yeah, there'll be foxes in there or someone living in that, I should think. Yeah, still growing. I like things like this. Nothing showing on the stew, is it now? So. Yeah, this is just intro video. If you want the cemetery, just go straight to part 1 of the cemetery. Quite, it's full of wildlife here, I'll say that for it. We're going to have a walk along. Real nice and casual. Sorry about the noise of my trolley, I'm afraid it's a necessary evil for London Luke nowadays. If I carry anything even remotely heavy, I suffer. So I don't do that now. And this is... Ooh! Shit. Wasn't looking where I was going. God, twisted my ankle again now. It's always the left one. This is pleasant, isn't it? I've already filmed part 1, 2 and 3 of the cemetery actually, to be honest with you. And this is my little cheer you up afterwards kind of thing. Not that I need cheering up after cemetery. Oh, look at that tree, look, it's been burnt. I wonder if it was struck by lightning. Or attacked by elves or devils or something. Lots of wildlife here. It's very nice, such pretties. What are these? I don't think they're Canada geese. They don't sound happy about my presence though. I know that much. Right, Dave? We'll call that one Dave. Not pheasants, are they? Hello? Right, mate? Ain't gonna attack me, are you? I shouldn't like that at all. They're very tame, aren't they? Lovely. Good colours on the backends. This has been charming, hasn't it? Linda's new pot is on. Flowers on both pots. Part 1, 2 and 3 of our tour done. A lot of birds here, isn't there? Lovely. We shall bide here a while. This is nice, isn't it? Alright. Yeah, I know, I agree. I totally agree with you. I'd write to the mayor about it. Hi. These can turn nasty at times, so you have to watch them. That's either a very relaxed pigeon or a dying one. Hello. Yeah, I know. More hens. I'm just laughing. My Aunt Glynis, this would absolutely be her absolute worst nightmare. She's terrified of birds, really like dead shit scared of them. So yeah. It's Agatha and Percy, those two we can call them. Hello. You come see. Very close to these. Hello, you're curious, aren't you? Yeah, I've got no food with me, I'm afraid. Next time I come, I'll bring some bread. Or some other stuff that's more appropriate for you. The swan's coming along now, so we'll leave. I don't know whether it's a myth or not, but they say that a swan can break your arm with its wing. I have no intention of finding out. I've had many, well, several medical problems in my life, but no broken bones as yet. Oh, I do hope that's not sewage out there. That might explain for the smell, mightn't it? We're going to walk up onto yonder hill. Corporation of London, Epping Forest. This is just, there's football fields and everything on the right side of me. Loads of kids, so I won't record that side. But many of you who've been to this area will remember. Get a good view from up here in the city of London. This is why I've brought you here, because when the last time I was here, when I was a 15-year-old, this view has changed. The Shard, just there, Canary Wharf, yeah, even they're shocked. Right across London. Let's zoom you in on 10, because the zoom in's pretty good on this. Oh, that's better. Just like that though. Photograph people. You can see Canary Wharf. I shall pause you for a moment because I'm going to stay here a minute and have a smoke, for which I'm not sure you want to hang around, and then we'll carry back on afterwards. Off we trundle. Very quiet and peaceful here, it must be a bit nice. Pop over here when I do cemetery tours from now on, just for a little walk around. It's lovely. You forget, don't you, when you don't go to a place for many years, what it's like. We're going to walk all around this lake, so if this isn't your thing, then just go to part one. I've put intro and part one on together, so I like to keep things different. Gets boring otherwise, life, doesn't it, if you keep everything the same. This trolley's getting on my nerves. I'm glad I shan't have to bring it with me next time. You get little glimpses through the lake. As we follow it round. I can't remember whether it's this one or another place that I went to where you can get onto the island in the middle. Capel Road over there. We should be going back onto another hill, so we should get another promontory. More views of the lake. You get nice views from here. I'll have to point you this way a minute because there's people over that way. As I said, I'm glad I won't have to fetch this fucking thing with me next time, pardon my language. Pretty nice views from here. Right across the city as well, look. The skyline's changed a lot from the last time I came here. A lot. Oh, is that a church I spot in the distance there? The bell tower. She'll have to check that out. Nice old pub over there by the looks of it as well. It's certainly a nice area to spend a little while. And lots of other things in the distance for me to explore by the looks of it too, so yeah. I'm going to get the view from the opposite side of the lake now, where we've this we swam onto the island. I don't remember. It's so long ago now. I know I've been to a forest somewhere where you could get onto an island in the middle of the lake. Quite well travelled, so it could be anywhere. Could be any number of places. That's the pub just through there. The Golden Fleece. Oh, this is charming, absolutely delightful and charming. I may just keep this video as a separate one rather than an intro kind of thing, because it'll be a bit long otherwise. We'll see by the time we get to the other side of the lake. Here's the church there. Interesting, but not stupid. I'll have to check that one out. Yeah, me and churches, I'm like a bee round a honeypot. I do like churches. May not be the most religious person in the world, but there we are. There's many a sailor that never went to sea, my dears. Got some really nice views from here. Take a picture. It's pointing this way a minute because there's people around. Are we going this way? Yeah, I think so. Anyone knows the name of that church, let me know please in the comments section if you can. Lovely. Can't see it very well because the sun was glaring in my eyes and that may affect the picture, but it does normally cope okay, this phone. Yeah, we're more or less back where we were, so yeah, this may be okay for intro. For if it goes over the 35 minutes, I shall see how long the history bit is on the cemetery. If that makes it over 35 minutes, then this will just be a separate video. I'll walk around Alexandra Lake. Want you back over there now. Very peaceful place. View of that from there. Do mind the ravens, they're just hunting around for whatever they eat. Dread to think. Not particularly fussy either, so ravens, they eat all sorts. I saw one eating the contents of a nappy in London once. I was nearly sick. Oh yeah, you can really smell it here. Like sewage. Sewage and bad meat it smells like. To think if I can swim in this with my friends. Did some silly beggars things when I was younger. Well, you do when you're young, don't you? Drains and outlets. I wonder if that's what the smell is. Oh, it stinks. And we are back where we were. We've done the whole circle of the lake now. So I hope you all enjoyed this. If you did watch this as the intro, then join me for part 1 of the cemetery. Thanks for watching all.